for March the 8th to order. We have a couple of hearings today on House bills. They may be a little bit different than what you're normally accustomed to because I did allow proponent written only testimony on both bills because they are identical to the Senate bills that we have already passed. So I didn't feel a need to drag a bunch of people in, particularly when one of them would have had to come from Dallas to offer the same testimony from previously. But it is a step that we need to go through. I will let you know that the House Insurance Chair and I have had some conversations, and we're trying to figure out whether we'll run Senate bills or House bills, but we need to get this one these two out of committee so that we can have those options. So we will first hear House Bill 2510, and that is the decimiled life insurance, increasing those options for them. Eileen, would you give us a reminder?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. House Bill 2510 amends KSA 42B06 and 42B07 relating to limitations on permissible investments made by Kansas domiciled life insurance companies. KSA 2B06 is the statute relating to preferred stock, and under current law, Kansas domiciled life insurance company may invest up to 25% of its admitted assets in an American or Canadian corporation. Subsections A through E of the bill are all requirements that current law places on any such potential investment, and House Bill 2510 would amend the statute by removing all of those requirements. Section 2 amends KSA 40-2B07, and this is the equity interest statute. So under current law here, Kansas domiciled life insurance company may invest up to 15% of its admitted assets in the equity interests of an American or Canadian business entity. Subsections A through G place requirements on those potential investments, and 2510 would raise the admitted asset investment limit from 15 to 20%. It would also remove the requirements in subsections A through D. And an exemption to subsections B and D is provided in subsection G, and that's also been removed. And as I mentioned, the first time we heard the bill, there were 2 unlawful delegations of legislative authority, and I fixed those, and the bill would become effective on publication of the statute book. And I can stand for questions.
Thank you, Eileen. Committee, are there questions? I see none. Must be familiar subject matter. I will now turn your attention to proponent written only testimony from Chris Swickert, who is the Vice President and Associate General Counsel for Security Benefit Life. Is there anyone else who would like to testify on the bill as a proponent? Are there any neutrals? Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Are there any questions from the committee? Senator Gossage.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Given the fact, and I admit I have not read all of this, but I think that Eileen did a really thorough job of explaining it. But my assumption is because the Department of Insurance and Securities would require that there be stability within the company, there be financial stability. So my assumption is even with a higher level of investment, there would still be financial stability within the company as far as capital assets.
I believe that is correct. They are still subject to their normal reviews and their normal audits. If they are a publicly traded company, then they would certainly, if their financials were not up to snuff, then I'm sure that they would be either downgraded or have other problems within the market. So.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Olson. I'm going to hold off on that till next week if we can, till we make some kind of determination on what Senate bill is going to go and which House bill is going to go and which ones may and that type of thing. So. We have. If there is no one else who wishes to speak on House Bill 2510, I will close that hearing, and we will now turn our attention to House Bill 2547, which was the same bill as our Senate Bill 377. David, would you give us a review?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, committee. This, kind of in the words of Yogi Bear, this is deja vu all over again. This is House Bill 2547 is the House version of Senate Bill 377 that this committee had previously heard and worked. This is on the TEFI insurance company within the Captive Insurance Act. This would allow the establishment of a TEFI insurance company to insure the risks of the TEFI and any affiliated companies or entities with the TEFI. Even the amendments that were made in the House Committee on Insurance and Pensions to the bill are the exact same amendments that this committee made to Senate Bill 377. And the House passed the bill 120 to 1 on February 23rd, 2022. We'll point out that the bill does become effective upon publication in the Register, and not to belabor anything, I mean, the brief is the same brief, so I'd stand for any questions if anybody has any specific questions.
Thank you, David. Committee, are there any questions? I see none. Thank you. Committee, I will open the hearing on 2547. We have proponent written-only testimony from Derek Fletcher, President and Chief Fiduciary Officer with the Beneficient Companies Group. Is there anyone else that would like to speak as a proponent to the bill? Is there anyone who wishes to speak neutral on the bill? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to the bill? Are there any questions or concerns or discussion within the committee? I see none, so we will close the hearing on House Bill 2547. Tomorrow we do have another hearing, and it is another House bill that is a companion to a Senate bill we passed. And then we will not meet on Monday, but we will meet on Tuesday. We will hear a KP&F bill that has come over from the House that will be new subject matter for us. And then next week, Wednesday and Thursday, we will work all of the House bills that we have in committee and finish up our work. And we may have a PBM bill coming from the House on a compromise, so anxiously awaiting that until it arrives. We won't schedule it, but do know that we do believe it's coming. So, is there anything else? All right, we are adjourned.